Before the universe, there was nothing. A silent, unequivocal nothing. Stars ceased to shine. Galaxies unformed. Time was not yet in existence. But, from nothing, came a single something. A large, explosive something. Capable of creating that which was once immeasurable and insignificant. We call that the Big Bang.
Welcome, it's your friendly neighborhood Badger here, and I am back for a little bit of a build showcase, or as I'm calling this one, a little bit of a mini build guide for my Ignite Discharge Chieftain. Now, as you can see here, usually with Discharge, you're wanting endurance charges to get the fire damage to do big ignites, but we've got power charges and a couple of frenzy charges around us at the moment. What that does mean is we are using Stormfire to apply our lightning damage to our ignites as well, and then getting big endurance charges. So right now you can see that we are, well, almost, hang on. We are just one more raw. We're at 9 endurance charges, 9 power charges, and in 3, 2, 1, welcome to the Big Bang build. Now, as you can see there, the damage is kind of insane, and we're also using, well, you can't see the damage, but you could probably imagine the damage is insane. We're using a Vol's Devotion to basically generate all of our endurance charges every time that we discharge, and a Farrell's Fur to keep our power charges fully up as well. Before I explain too much more about this build though, I am going to go into a Drox map. So we're going to showcase the build. Now, you can play this build. I do also have a 6-link Fireball here that we can use to clear stuff, just with big ignites. But honestly, like, we're just clearing everything with our discharge very easily here. We just walk through, because it's screen-wide clear, we don't really need to worry about the cooldown too much. And we just like jump through here, just keep discharging. Now, this build is also only level 80, so forgive me if we get stun locked a little bit or anything like that, or we don't have the crazy amount of damage that you may be looking for, but the damage is pretty good enough. As I did say at the start, we're looking at some pretty juicy ignites, and we'll be able to see the damage on Drox. I haven't not tested this build against any Conqueror just yet, and this is a, oops, I accidentally opened my inventory there. This is an Awaken level 8 Drox as well, so definitely keep that one in mind as we jump on through here. Using Cinder Swallow Urn to keep some health up as we go through, and a Life Flask there, and a few Cluster Jewels, but we'll get to the passive tree after this in a moment. So this is basically the build. It's really cool. We are using the Celestial Discharge effect right now as well, so if you're wondering, you know, why does Discharge look so Big Bang-ish, then that is why we're using the Celestial Discharge effect. It's a little bit insane, the AoE, with however many charges we do have, a total of 18, 21 charges in total, which is kind of insane, but it just clears literally everything. So we can see here, we can jump in here, and we can just do a big ignite there. He just drains pretty much all the way down, do one more, and then he'll die there. And then we can jump in here as well. I'm just going to do that just to switch all of that around. And then we wait here, wait for our power charges, grab them up, and then that's the ignite right there. Just one hit ignite phases him, and then we'll just do one more. And he's draining quite a lot, even in his very damage reduction state right here. So we're just going to do a few more. Explode him there once more. And then that should take him down right about there. There we are. So that is the build right there. That's the damage that you can see at level 80. So, what is everything else about this build? First of all, we're going to have a look at the gear. The gear is I'm still sorting it out. As you can see here, we don't even have an abyssal socket in here. And we don't have everything else sorted. But there are 2 things that I crafted for this build to begin with. The first big thing about this build is a potentiality rod. Now, this is a new replica, no, sorry, not replica, a new base type in the heist. Experimented base type, as they call them, with +1 maximum power charges, +1 maximum endurance charges. So what I did with this rod right here is I first got it, I slammed it with Elder and rolled the Ignites You Inflict Deal Damage Faster mod on here. And then I also got a War Staff with power charges on it from Shaper, and I Awakener Orb slammed them together. I got very lucky and I hit +2 to level of Socketed Lightning Gems and some burning damage as well. So I got very lucky with this. And the helmet is a similar story. I got the increased elemental damage taken to nearby enemies, and the power charges, I slammed them together on a +5 radius discharge helmet, and then I also managed to get the global critical strike multiplier on there as well. Now this build actually isn't crit, so it's not needed for this build, but it's still very lucky. And then we crafted life on there as well. As I already mentioned, we do have Vol's Devotion and Stormfire, and then a Calm's Way for an extra endurance charge, then coupled with Farrell's Fur to be able to keep gaining those charges, and then another endurance charge through our Death's Door. So all of that, coupled with the tree itself, we do have an anointment for an extra power charge, allocates infused on the devotion, means that we are 9 power charges and 9 endurance charges. And we're playing a Chieftain, so let's get to the tree now. The big damage comes from Ramako, Sun's Light, and straight into Hinakora, Death's Fury as well here. So we're getting some big damage over time multi here, and then we're also getting covering a rare or unique enemies in Ash, which is another negative resistance, basically. We get some damage leashes life here, which is nice. Then we also get 15% more damage through Valako Storm's Embrace, because we're always losing our endurance charges, meaning we gain 15% more damage if we lost them in the past 8 seconds. We get an extra endurance charge from here as well, and some really nice quality of life with gaining 1 endurance charge every second if you've used a Warcry recently, meaning that we just keep all of our charges capped, just as long as we're Warcrying through the maps. And last of all, just to help with resistances and tankiness, we've got Tassalio Cleansing Water, which is really, really, really nice here as well. The tree itself is fairly self-explanatory for a tree that is using cluster jewels. Basically coming right out of here, just picking up all the life and picking up diamond skin, and coming right down into here, grabbing blood magic into Call to Arms. And as I said, we're level 80, we've still got a lot to do here. Picking up stamina and endurance here, with an intuitive leap, we're picking up overcharge, faith, steel, and endurance, which saves us 1 point there, which is quite nice. And then we come up here, we grab another cluster jewel, elemental overload into Breath of Flames, into instability, and as I said, we anointed infused over there for the extra 9th power charge. Now the cluster jewels themselves that we are using, we're using 2 large cluster jewels, usually with Burning Bright and whatever other nodes that we can have, basically. Now these cost anywhere from like 3 to 5x is what I've found, and they're fairly difficult to craft without harvest, so that's what we're looking like there. But then the big kickers are the medium cluster jewels. We're using Burning Bright and Cooked Alive, or Burning Bright and Blowback. So those are the mods that we're using here. So Burning Bright, Blowback ignites you deal inflicted damage 15% faster, which is crazy strong. Or the Cooked Alive is ignited by you, have negative 10% to fire resistance. Now I'm still tweaking everything here in the build, and I actually want to take away some of the dealing damage faster. Because we're waiting around so long for our discharge to kind of come back, or our charges to come back, there's a little bit of tweaking that I need to do there. However, it still feels very smooth and we're dealing crazy amounts of damage, but I would actually probably say that Cooked Alive is much better than Blowback in this build. And the same is over here. It's pretty much exactly the same with the cluster jewels. If you want to check out the path of building at all, I am going to have this one right here just for this character down below, and then I'm also going to have a level 90, 95 one there as well, just for you to see what I would do with a few extra points and everything like that as well. Leveling this character was super easy. All I did was just 1 Spellslinger setup with, well, I guess it was basically 2. We've got Fireball, then with Flame Wall in a Spellslinger setup, and that just cleared through everything. And with a Spellslinger Ignite setup, you want to use a Replica Ember Wake, this one right here. This is just going to clear the entire game on literally almost no gear. I was just using a Tabula and a Replica Ember Wake and Spellslinger, and just random gear. I don't think I even equipped gloves until I had beaten Kitava Act 10, just because it cleared through everything so quickly. That's a very quick little leveling guide there for you. As I said, this is a mini build guide. So it's not, you know, I'm still coming out with all of the bigger build guides, and if I even get this character to crazy endgame, I'll maybe do a bigger build guide of it. But that's basically all I really need to say with this character. Have fun if you want to play this one. It's extremely strong, and I'm just going to enjoy playing this until we get our Badger Private League up and running in like 2 days' time. So thanks for watching. If you enjoy this kind of content, all of this is done on Twitch. So we start streaming at 10 AM Australian Eastern Standard Time for me, but that's subject to change. But pretty much every day, come over on Twitch and check us out, and we're going to be playing this big boy right here. Link is down below in the description. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe as well for this video if you enjoyed this or you want to play this build. And yeah, let me know if you've been playing Discharge or anything like this. Let me know if you've done anything a little bit different that we can converse about and have a good chat about it all. But that is the build. Thanks for watching, everyone, and until next time, Badger is out.